Love Fu by the first tank down for IX. Maddox is going to be the sole focus for Cats, and Maddox needs to drop down in this case. He cannot stay there for too long. Fees have the cap lead here this time, 890 for them, but Bifrost might be the next tank down. It's getting really messy here, but CX is trying to put a shell. I think he misses, but Bifrost is also down. CX is also down 175, 180. Cats on the cusp of a victory here, 990. They need to kill a tank. 995, and it's a win for Cats. They won the second round. However, IX are pretty spread out. If the mediums relay that information, that means Feast are rushing on the C side, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. 4 vs 3. Maddox is going to get rushed by both Leopard and Love Fu, and this is going to be really close. This is still very close to call. Cobalt needs to run away, but he's low. But a good track shot into Excromatic. But he got shot by Excromatic though. Oh, is he going to land Exy Shell? No! That Exy Shell bounces, but Tempted Fate bounces as well. He's going in. Is he able to do a Circle of Death? Good Exy Shell, but is he going to be close enough? No! Tempted Fate is down. But Reddy already making a move to rush both Money Dude and OG projects. Will they buy enough time to absorb the rush, and so that Raid will be quick enough to rotate back and support those E5s, because they don't have a lot of time left. But Eaglejack is going to rush down the middle here. Oh no, is it another mistake? It's another mistake! JP finishes Eaglejack off, and the first game goes to Raid! He got shot by both Eaglejack. He is in loads of trouble. If they know Raid's going to push A, they can simply push out Messi, and Drizzle might be in some sort of trouble here. But SYS are running away, and Raid's going for A instead. And now SYS are going to make a push, and there's a big push coming in. I'm not sure if Raid's going to survive this one. Raid Messi all tracked on the way. He's the first tank down. Money Dude here. He's going to the back side of the SYS. Look at the backside showing them. Oh my goodness, SYS are in trouble. Their push is getting denied heavily. Money Dude is going to finish Alexa. He finishes Alexa. Mediums are definitely trapped. Going to land a good shell into Arcade, and a fire scored. And SYS almost did it, but they couldn't quite cut the cheese. And that's a wrong phrase, because cut the cheese means fart, so they didn't fart, of course. They couldn't cut the mustard. Enough. Look at that, he took a hit, 384, 2 hits, 3 hits! They got A, Feast got A, Juicy, he's isolating himself by 4 tanks. Juicy is a focus actually, but that reactive armor and Boom bouncing is going to buy them some time. For both Eyeline and Top Cat to Cobalt. Oh, Bifrost going very aggressive here. Oh, he got shot by 440, but he tagged up both Eyeline and Rubber Chicken here. They can't get C at this point though. Only 982, 942. They killed one tank. Nari is in loads of trouble. And I think the reason why Ray lost is because I mispronounced all the names and they are very angry and they intentionally lost this game just because of that. So let's get serious and pronounce their names correctly. It's probably not the case of me mispronouncing their names while they are losing. But Messi taking 600, 631 his. Oh, he's getting pushed by both CU and also AAA. I think that is the signal for Ray to actually get aggressive into B. But Cobalt misses and crashes onto the rock, but made an important bounce from Hori, and he made a good shell into Cephalin. Cephalin, who is going to die first? Oh, great chromatic! Bounces onto Maddox, but Cephalin couldn't finish off Maddox. But this time, Feast is going to make the push. We're going to see a push over to Lovefu. Lovefu might be the first tank down for IX. Maddox is going to be the sole focus for Cats, and Maddox needs to drop down in this case. He cannot stay there for too long. Feast have the cap lead here this time. 890 for them, but Bifrost might be the next tank down. It's getting really messy here. But CX is trying to put a shell. I think he misses. But Bifrost is also down. CX is also down 175, 180. Cats on the cusp of a victory here. 990. They need to kill a tank. 995. And it's a win for Cats. They won the second round. However, IX are pretty spread out. If the mediums relay that information, that means Feast are rushing on the C side, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. 4 vs 3. Maddox is going to get rushed by both Lapide and Lovefu, and this is going to be really close. This is still very close to call. Cobalt needs to run away, but he's low. But a good track shot into Excromatic, but he got shot by Excromatic though. Oh, is he going to land an XG shell? No! That XG shell bounces, but Tempted Fate bounces as well. He's going in. Is he able to do a circle of death? Good XG shell, but is he going to be close enough? No! Tempted Fate is down. But Reddy already making a move to rush both Money Dude and OG projects. Will they buy enough time to absorb the rush, and so that Raid will be quick enough to rotate back and support those E5s, because they don't have a lot of time left. But Eaglejack is going to rush down the middle here. Oh no, is it another mistake? Is another mistake? JP finishes Eaglejack off, and the first game goes to Raid. He gets shot. He got shot by both Eaglejack. He is in loads of trouble. If they know Raid's are going to push A, they can simply push out Messi, and Drizzle might be in some sort of trouble here. But SYS are running away, and Raid's going for A instead. And now SYS are going to make a push, and there's a big push coming in. I'm not sure if Raid's going to survive this one. Raid Messi all tracked on the way. He's the first tank down. For Money Dude here, he's going to the back side of the SYS. Look at the backside showing them. Oh my goodness, SYS are in trouble. Their push is getting denied heavily. Money Dude is going to finish Alexa. He finishes Alexa. Mediums are definitely trapped. Going to land a good shell into Arcade, and a fire scored. And SYS almost did it, but they couldn't quite cut the cheese. And that's a wrong phrase, because cut the cheese means fart, so they didn't fart, of course. They couldn't cut the mustard. Enough. Look at that, he took a hit, 384, 2 hits, 3 hits! They got A, Feast got A, Juicy, he's isolating himself by 4 tanks. Juicy is the focus actually, but that reactive armor and booming bouncing is going to buy them some time. For both Eyeline and Topcat to Kobolds. Oh, Frost going very aggressive here. Oh, he got shot by 440, but he tagged up both Eyeline and Rubber Chicken here. They can't get C at this point though. Only 92, 942. They killed one tank. Nari is in loads of trouble. And I think the reason why Ray lost is because I mispronounced all the names and they are very angry and they intentionally lost this game just because of that. So let's get serious and pronounce their names correctly. It's probably not the case of me mispronouncing their names while they are losing. But Messi taking 600, 631. He's getting pushed by both CU and also Triple A. I think that is the signal for Ray to actually get a
Good evening, everyone. I am Wildwood's helper, and tonight I'm going to follow our end of the final stage of the previous skill, the sixth of that of the entire previous skill series. There are 8 of them in total, and for those who are new to this, I mean, who are here for the coins, obviously you probably don't know what this is about, so I'm going to tell you. There we go. Yes, all games are played in the best of 3 series. That means whichever team wins the 2 matches will win the fixture. And the tournament is run in groups of single elimination knockout stage, with a 3rd place match per group. We only have 8 teams tonight, so RN is going to face HLV, and if RN is knocked out by HLV, they're done for tonight. The tournament is seeded via average win rates of members in the team, the top 7 of that actually, and that data could be found on the website. Data in the game is not accurate, so don't do the seeding using the game data. Go to the website and check the win rate of that team. At the end of the tournament, a certain number of cups are given to the clan that the teams registered for. The number of cups determine the leaderboard position. In return, the top 8 of that will advance to the best cup preliminaries. So, one previous skill tournament is spread out across 2 consecutive days, and the first day we have at most 16 teams in one group, and the top 4 of each group will advance to the games held on the second day, while on the second day there are at most 32 teams in one group, and all games are played in supremacy mode. Here we go. The number of cups, we're going to hand 2011 cups tonight if the team finishes the first place. Moreover, we're going to hand out 677 cups here because there are no round of 16 games, there are no round of 32 games, so we're starting with the quarterfinals, which is the 5th to the 8th placing team. 677 cups. This is a system I'll use tonight, after the stream. What am I talking about? This takes into account the tiebreaker situation. So if the team goes into tiebreaker, that team will reap up different number of cups. This is because it's a best of 3. Tiebreaker situation is usually a result of 2 teams being more closely in terms of skills and teamwork, like more closely matched in that sense. If it's not a tiebreaker, it's a higher chance that the 2 teams are further apart in terms of the skills and teamwork. You can also see the number of cups are increasing somewhat exponentially, more exponentially than the Wargaming's cup system, and this has to take into account, like, the advancing of the stage. So for example, 8 teams in the quarterfinals and then 4 teams in the semi-finals and then 2 teams in the finals. So basically it's like half and half and half, and that's an exponential decrease. So in return, the cups here are designed such that it's an exponential increase somewhat, but not totally, because you also have to take into account that it's not like a tariff elimination knockout stage. So what I mean by that is that's not going to rank all teams from the first place to the 32nd place. What? 22nd place. And there are teams that are going to be knocked out in the quarterfinals, and their positioning there would not be decided there. So what I mean is that the win rate seeding here, it's not the best seeding in my opinion, and that might mean that you find some very strong clans meeting one another early on in this, and you don't know actually if the losing team is actually worse than the team that advanced to the next stage, notwithstanding the team that got defeated during that bracket. Finally, you see that the 5th to the 8th placing team in the final stage will have slightly more cups than the group stage, and that takes into account the most perfect scenario where there are 256 teams. There are going to be 16 teams, 16 groups in this scenario, which will produce 16 champions. And because there are at most 32 teams in one group in the final stage, there are 2 groups in the perfect scenario, and that would mean in the quarterfinals, theoretically, they are all going to be the group winners of the group stage, and that's why the number of cups there is slightly higher there. So this is kind of my reasoning why the cups have been allocated in this way. So here is the timeline for you. There are 8 match days in total. We are on the 6th match day here, and 2 more match days to go, 22nd to the 23rd of September, and also 26th to the 27th of November. Before I continue, I just need to kind of give someone the links. Oh, is it weird? What the heck? Where? What is happening? Is it going to be better? My mic is broken. Well, I have to check what's going on. Registered for the number of cups to turn. I hope it's going to sound better. Know if it's going to sound better or not. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with my mic. At the moment it's pretty strange. Hopefully it's going to be better. Let me try it first and see if it's any better. I need to get the Audacity. Working on a fix. So besides that, top 8 will advance to BlitzCon preliminaries, and 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th will be the dates for the BlitzCon preliminaries. Top 4 of that will advance to Blitz Cup. And for the Asia server, it's between the 7th and the 8th of November, not the 28th to 29th, which has been wrong. That's the dates for the NA server. This is scheduled for you. We're going to start with quarterfinals. It's going to start in 7 minutes. Stream delay would mean this is going to be at least 5 minutes more. Let's see. Right. Right. Okay, something it's wrong. Right. Right. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Right, so you should hear my lovely, beautiful voice right now without those kind of feedback and filtering, which is very horrible to hear, right? And here is the bracket for you. We're going to follow RN. They're going to face HLV in the round of 16. And HLV actually beats RN on Wednesday in the third place match. So RN, this game is going to be very important. On the other hand, Fugit is going to stream ID versus Boon. This is going to be very important for Boon because this is the only chance for them to overtake KDS. And if they fail that, if they lost against ID, they will still be below KDS, and KDS would need to make sure they don't get out of the round of the quarterfinals or in the group stage again in the next 2 match days. So here's the roster for you. There are only 9 players for this RN team tonight. It's going to be Cancer and the captain of the team, which also I. Now I have no audio. Okay, this is strange. Right. Yeah, I have no audio for some reason. Oh. This is very strange. Yeah, there's something wrong. Right, this is something's gone really wrong. And then with Aries, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, Teal Time, Chimpanzee, Pisces, and also Aquarius. And then past round, this is the past round of RN, and then coverage is as follows. Number of cups, and this is how you get coins. And now we're going to head into the tournament room. Good. I just have to play something then, because it's not. It's not. Something's wrong with my audio. It's still not better. Right. 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 Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's working fine now. I think I can hear some. I think the game's not giving me audio. Okay, so now I'm going to actually restart the game and see if it's going to work. Yeah, it's a game that's giving me issues. So let's restart the game. Sorry, you see blank here. So I don't know what's going on with the... Ah, game audio is back. There we go. There we go. Game audio is back. Right, sorry, have no time to brief you the map, so I have been beset by some technical issues, but we are sorted for now. I mean, yes, it's going to work, isn't it? Right, this is going to be lineup for you. HLV with triple E5 is played by Iron Blitz tank, left behind and lean. And then we have double S4 played by 7710 Boa Sorte, and then double Vic is led by Enjoy Solo and Saruzzo. There we go, and RN, we're going to announce that lineup very soon, and let's get this running. There we go. We have double 50Bs by Aries and Gemini, and then we have quadruple Ice Force like Aquarius, Cancer, Chimpanzee, and Pisces. The Titan. Oh my god, you guys like almost talking about the voice quality. We are on Desert Sands. Actually, North Spawn. No, South Spawn, RN, North Spawn. Actually, North Spawn, RN, South Spawn. What am I doing? On the other side, get a lot of spots. Oh, the spotted Saruzzo. 771. Oh, we get to big hit 1019 now. Oh dear, this is not going to be a good start for our N. He needs to be extremely careful not to get another hit, but 7710 is getting shot. RN going with a very, very interesting strat here. They're going for a BC strat, but they are actually going in, plowing through the city side. And Chimpanzee and also Aquarius trying to shut down 7710. And yes, please push your like so that I would not have such problems ever again. Thank you very much. And Aquarius is going to shut down 77. That's going to be a focus for these two IS4s. Meanwhile, the 50Bs are trying to come in, but Pisces and also Cancer, they're going to be playing this very precariously. Chimpanzee showing the side armor of Boa Sorte, but Aries coming very high. The clip is going to put a really huge dent into Boa Sorte, and it's already 6 versus it's now 6 versus 6. Cancer is down. It's getting HLV spending too much time on those IS4s. Boa Sorte is going to be a goner soon. And Chimpanzee, oh, it's a bounce. That's not good. It's bad. Now we have these heavy tanks and also to time pushing over to the rails, but they need to kill off Boa Sorte though. And Aquarius kills Boa Sorte. And Chimpanzee holding this position very aggressively. RN stands for rotating over. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly. There we go. Chimpanzee, it's holding this carefully. But HLV and Headpoint still not connect though. And look at the double Vickies, like these two are going to be very important for both these teams, and they are very close in hit points as well. HLV are holding on in the pocket though, and RN are trying to wrap their forces around, but they still need to be really careful because RN's forces are very isolated, very separated, and if HLV knows this information, they can just push on to Chimpanzee, and that could be a game over for RN. HLV are much more consolidated, so
it's going to be interesting how RN's going to play, but RN with these three heavy tanks setting up at the back, but Toyota Time taking the big hit needs to be extremely careful not to drop unnecessary hit points. That behind have come in, and I think apparently the 50Bs are getting sports, Gemini's getting sports at the very far back. HLV, double Vicky's Light, and triple E5s. They are now closing into Aquarius, and this is not going to be good news for them. And left behind dropped the reactive armor. Ares, are they going to focus left behind? Oh, it's up there! Amorag! Oh my god! Amorag to left behind! A left behind! Got killed by Aquarius. Aquarius dead. Our end with a sudden hit point pool lead. And coming out of nowhere, HLV must be punching their tables, throwing the tables, smashing their iPads right now. What is this sorcery? And then Ares is going to track Iron Blitz Slave. Good track there, and kills off Iron Blitz Slave. But HLV still with a cap lead. They need to try to kill off Lean as soon as possible. And oh, unfortunately, Chimpanzee is down. A double Fugit like coming in to kill off those double 50Bs. They need to kill off all the tanks as soon as possible before they Figures like are able to kill off the Ares, but AMX 50B lead held on really well there, and it's going to be a win for HLV despite an unfortunate arrow rack. I got room invite. Yes. Oh my goodness me. Okay, you screwed up. Right, and there we go. Oh my god, it's like tonight on Asian server, everything's not happening, not going well. Mine beset with technical issues with my mic and also game audio. Hello, Rory. It should be me calling you. I'm calling from the other side, and I hope. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I think with a win at the start and RN, I think the 50Bs might be a problem here. I don't know, but like the Vic is like obviously dropped too many unnecessary hit points, and he needs to be extremely careful with this one. HLV now with double IS4s played by 070 and Boasorti, and we have triple E5s played by Enjoy Solo, Left Behind and Lean, and we have double figures led by From Abyss and Sarutsu. And at our end, are they going with Cancer back in Figures Light? Needs to be extremely careful, but quadruple IS4s by Aquarius, Chimpanzees, Chariots, and Toyota Time. They hate E5s apparently, and double 50Bs by Ares and Gemini. I think everything should be working. There we go. There we go. Let's get the transition up and match point to HLV. RN on the cusp of getting knocked out by the cheeky, breaky HLVs. Hasta la vista. That's clan name of that, which is I think is Spanish. I don't know. But then RM with inherent hit point pool advantage, but they need to do better than the last game, and I say the reason probably they've spent too much time in killing the tanks isolated, but now aren't going for BNC, which is very interesting though, because if you go to BNC, there are loads of corridors to work with, and defending BNC would be very difficult, and already HLV going for A cap. Dara doesn't need B for this, because what Aaron could do is that they have cap lead, just defend this city area. Chimpanzee getting spotted already, but defending that would be difficult. If you can look at the lanes here, pretty broad, somewhat, and the buildings are pretty low as well. So HLV, what they need to do here, they just need to actually
flank 3 legs. This is the first leg where WoTB is defending, and the second leg where 770 and From Abyss are actually looking towards B. The third leg is where Sarutsu is going for. And what HLV needs to do is that they need to kind of coordinate with one another in the push simultaneously. Maybe they could go for like 2, but 3 might put our end on a 2-front war, which they don't want to fight for, especially when they have the double 50Bs. They can just like show the armor and the backside to the other, to like one of the flanks to HLV, and HE shells would do the job. And the HLV is still defending very carefully. RN making sure not to drop unnecessary hit points. And it's going to be somewhat boring though, like Chimpanzee getting spotted. He needs to be careful. It's not. But 770 going into B, and HLV are trying to coordinate a push. Oh, the other time misses that shot. And our end, I think a lot of their mistakes have come from bounces and misses, and need to make sure this is not going to happen. But Chimpanzee and the Karari is going for 770. But on the other hand, the HLV 5 tanks stacked up, but they got B, which means now RN would not have cap lead, and now HLV are barreling in with 4 tanks, and RN are trying to shut down 770. They're putting so many tanks on just one single 770, and I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it though. But then they have tanks onto WoTB as well. This 5 tank push, Sagittarius, unfortunately, is a sacrificial lamb here, but also WoTB is going down very, very soon. RN trying desperately to get B on the head, but the HLV's main forces have come around to decap B, and now WoTB is down hit points in favor of RN actually. But then here we have 3 isolated tanks, and From Abyss is coming from behind, and I think these 3 ice walls might not be long for this world. The Chimpanzee might be down very soon, I don't know. He's down from Sarutsu, and now lead. They're still trying to cap B, and left behind is down. Hit points still in favor of RN. This is still so close to call, but then it's going to be 4 versus 5, and Ares is going to be on the full clip. It's going to clip out Lean, first shot in, and going to be second shot and kills Lean, and then Enjoy Solo the backside. Toyota time on the sides of Enjoy Solo, and Gemini is trying to kill off Enjoy Solo here. Oh, it's a miss from Enjoy Solo onto Gemini, not a really good miss though, and Gemini is down. Cap points still in favor of HLV. They need to make sure they kill all tanks before cap points take into HLV. They don't have a lot of time left, and now Ares is on the drum reload, which is not good. And Toyota time is very low indeed, and he's down to a 1-shot. Toyota time needs to be safe, but HLV only 15, and now it's the drum reload able to kill off From Abyss, but no, HLV will have this. Oh man, this is why you don't want to go for Setsi, because the coordination, you just need to get a really good coordination, and oh, HLV are through, RN are out, and this is the end of RN basically. What a game that was. RN, I think they've done fine, but inherently it's just not a good idea to go to City on Descent. Just not that I never do that when I was leading here. Oh, we have no tiebreaker. Everything is decided now, and let's actually show you this. Let's see if it's going to show. There we go. Yes, it's showing. 42 viewers, that's good. Let's get more, shall we? Let's bump it to like more than 50 or 60. Wow, I like it. Make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, it doesn't take you a second to do that, right? If you enjoy my commentary, I think, of course. There we go. ID
2-0 against Spoon. Spoon would not overtake KDS tonight. And GV 2-0 against Cats. Low 2-0 against NIC. They will be facing HLV in the semi-finals. Okay. Which means... it's not the correct way you play with bees on this map. And they say, oh, this is correct, right? Right, yeah. Let me get this. Yeah, it's all like 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. And I think it's actually according to Wargaming's win rate seeding, which finally they got it right. Which is just a joke. I'm getting ping again. Nope. A lot of people asking me where I was saying with M Night tonight. No, because copyright issues. Okay. Oh my god. Right, so that's actually because I have actually tried before with this, so I definitely have an idea. Let's do an instant review here, and let's go back to RN's defeat against HLV just now, and let's see what's going on with them. Got B, which... Oh, this is so loud. Okay. Now I have to kind of reduce the volume of that. Well, there we go. Yeah, make sure I have to update that table as well. Which should be the case right now. There we go. RN still in the first place with 36,772 cups, but that could change tonight. Right. Let's actually zoom in. Right, there we go. Instant replay. Forget about the quality because I don't want to break my stream. There we go. Let's go for this. No, this is the wrong one. Man. Let's try again. There we go, that's the right one. Let's go.
Oh my god, you guys
Oh, okay, my hysterical laugh a bit.
No, South spawn, RN, North, not... Actually, North spawn, RN, South spawn, what am I doing? At the end of time, getting a lot of spots. Oh, the spotted some roots.
Oh man, Toyota time. I think it's not really his mistake though because HLV has done really well with these two tanks, putting a really good shell into Toyota time. And Toyota time spotting, they just assumed HLV are not going City at all. And I think it is a good reading. Not really good reading. I think it's the initial strat of HLV, and I think it's a good strat here. What potentially, if Iron are all going to the desert, what they could do is that they could just go down this kind of ditch. If I could show you this ditch, and go up here, and maybe even go and kind of flank the RN's forces. This angle might not be good, so I'm going to show you via strat sketches, and actually I'm going to yeah, there we go. Maybe it's going to be better this way. So what they're doing, HLV there to kind of side scrape over the city. If I can bring you up this map, that would be really nice. yeah, they have tanks. I think it's I think something like that. But what they can do is they can like go down here and up here. Yep, to kind of do something like that, and maybe even try to go there and shut down the tanks over here. Right. But the problem is we saw I think it was Outerking which did that. Not which did do that, which actually did a counter to that. Is that as soon as they know there is someone in the city, they just like go in. Like what if it's in the A side? What they could do is like you just barrel in, and then after that, maybe even takes positions over to that to kind of pincer the tanks down there. So you are also playing a risk there. So inherently, so basically, our the HLV guys there, they need to kind of be very passive at the back. So if our end are going to A instead, they're going to get the cap on A, and that will put HLV in a cap disadvantage potentially. Because if you kind of put tanks very aggressively over to A, then if you have two tanks in over the city, which means 7 versus 5, and that could be that could be prone to to rushing from the enemies. Right. Oh. Let's continue.
So 7-1. Oh, we get to big hit 1019 now. Oh dear, this is not going to be a good start for our end. He needs to be extremely careful not to get another hit, but 7710 is getting
Oh,
shot.
he is very careless there. He was side stripping, and I don't know why.
RN going with a very,
Yeah.
very interesting strat here. They're going for a BC strat, but they are actually going in.
But the good thing is, Vegas like although like lost a lot of hit points, but got information for the team. I think that's more important. Yes, you might have taken a lot of hits, but then it's a really good idea for RN to kind of push in, and for wrong car latest. Yeah, so just push it, which is a good idea. But 2 versus 2 rush, they need someone to help them. So the Vegas lights will be there to come around and support. But on the other hand, if HLV knows that these assholes are in trouble, and if they know something is in the desert, kind of like going back and trying to help them, yeah, you might take a hit on the crossing, but just only 1 or 2, I don't know. And maybe you just allocate some tanks at the front to kind of 2 versus 2, maybe. I don't know. So, RN, they need to be careful with this rush though. They need support definitely, and the 50Bs are also required to be in this action. And HLV, on the other hand, we need to support these IS4s if possible. Maybe you can also go down. Maybe not over the rails. Because over the rails, then you might get punished. But then you can actually potentially go down and then go back up like that. Someone has been very critical about our the Asia server. Lol. Let's continue.
Through the city side, and Chimpanzee and also Aquarius trying to shut down 7-0. Oh.
Ah, that's a
yeah.
bounce. Yeah, R and a lot of their. I mean, there's a big problem there for RN. A lot of bounces and misses, and 2 versus 2 brawl. You don't want to do that because that means you probably allow HLV to put a shot in, and that could put RN's forces into a lot of sticky situation.
Yes, please push your like so that I would not have such problems ever again. Thank
Push
you
a like
very much.
again.
And Aquarius is going to shut down 7-7. That's going to be a focus for these two IS4s. Meanwhile, the 50Bs are trying to come in, but Pisces and also Cancer, they are going to be playing this very precariously. Chimpanzee showing the side
Oh,
armor.
HLV. I don't know why you just separate. You should stay together. 2 versus 2 brawl. You just like isolated one another. Now the Ares coming in to support, which means RN can kill off Borsorti very quickly though. And on the other hand, we have the Aquarius. Is it two ice walls over there. If I can mark it on the map. There, look at them. They're very close to one another. Yeah. Yeah, you can look at them very close to one another. Probably it's not a good angle here, but they are very close to one another. HLV they separate, so you don't want to separate one another when you're in a brawl situation.
Behind the clip is going to put a really huge dent into both Sorte, and it's already 6 versus yeah, it's now 6 versus 6. Cancer is down. It's getting HLV they're spending too much time on those IS4s. Both Sorte is going to be a goner soon. And Chimpanzee, oh, it's a bounce. That's not good. It's bad. Now we have these.
Oh dear, you don't want to stay there. You don't want to stay there. Okay. The problem is it's easy to get shot from here. Easy, very easy. You don't want to lose unnecessary hit points here. So my idea is like, just go past, okay? Yeah, just go past. Just go past. Maybe even send that Aquarius back to help. No, not Aquarius. Ares back to help, because you just want that double 50Bs to kind of go together and kill off Boa Sorte, and maybe for probably some tanks trying to go under the bridge and take down the tanks. You don't want to stay there for. You don't want to stay there. You need to be decisive here. If you stay there for too long, and if HLV discovers that, yeah, you might have crossfire, but equally, it's much easier for the other side to kind of put a crossfire into you. So either like go in and quickly enough and just try to do something about it.
Heavy tanks and also to your time pushing over to the rails, but they need to kill off Boa Sorte though, and Aquarius kills Boa Sorte. And Chimpanzee holding this position very aggressively. RN stands for rotate over. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Chimpanzee, he's showing the lower play. He needs to stay back really, because IS4 is a tank that has a really good armor. If you get shot, then you're really not using that tank to its full advantage.
Chimpanzee, it's holding this.
There we go.
Carefully, but HLV and Headpoint still not connect though, and look at the double victories. Like these two are going to be very important for both these teams, and they are very close in hit points as well. HLV are holding on in the pocket though, and RN are trying to wrap their forces around, but they still need to be really careful because RN's forces are very isolated, very separated, and if HLV knows this information, they can just push on to Chimpanzee, and that could be a game over for RN. And HLV are much more consolidated, so it's going to be interesting how RN is going to play, but RN with these 3 heavy tanks setting up at the back, but
the time's so careless here. I mean, yes, the first few seconds controversial. This one definitely careless. Okay, this one's definitely careless. This is unnecessary hit point pool drop.
Time taking the big hits, needs to be extremely careful not to drop unnecessary hit points. That behind have come in, and I think apparently the 50Bs are getting sports. Gemini's getting sports at the very far back. HLV, double Vicky's light, and triple E5s. They are now closing into Aquarius, and this is not going to be good news for them. And left behind dropped the reactive armor. Ares, are they going to focus left behind? Oh, it's a ammo rack! Oh my god! Ammo rack to left behind. Left behind, got killed by Aquarius. Aquarius dead. Our end with a sudden hit point pool lead, and coming out of nowhere, HLV must be punching their tables, throwing the tables, smashing their iPads right now.
Yeah,
what
of
is
course.
this?
But they done very well to shut down the Vickers Light. Vickers Light didn't run away, which is a very bad idea. At this point though, RN still hit point still neck and neck despite that ammo rack, so it doesn't actually done a lot of damage to HLV.
Sorcery, and an Ares is going to track Iron Blitzslave. Good track there, and kills off Iron Blitzslave. But HLV still with a cap lead. They need to try to kill off Lean as soon as possible.
At this point, 50Bs, I would not recommend to go for E5. So E5 drop reactive armor, he's going to absorb shots. Yeah, you have double 50Bs. Go for the Vegas Light instead, because the mobility there is going to be a big dent if you don't deal with that as soon as possible. And before I continue, I need to go get into a room to kind of ready up first. Before if lest I forget, that's a sense again. But let's continue a bit. I'll be quick. I think it's like coming in to kill off those double 50Bs. They need to kill off all the tanks as possible before they think it's like are able to kill off the
Yeah, you see the
AMX 50B lead held on really
Come
really
on,
well there. And it's going to be a win for the HLV this.
Yeah, you see, like how long Lean is there to kind of hold off these two double 50B clips. Like, please, if that E5 drops the reactive armor, ignore that, please, because the 50Bs, double 50Bs are there to kind of lash out the clips and so on. So my idea would be to kill off the Vickers like as soon as possible. Yeah, they will circle around, but 50B is very mobile as well. Don't forget about that. Yeah, Lean is much less mobile than 50Bs. Would take some time, might get some crossfire in, but yeah, you kill two tanks instead of one, and you don't need to take a long time. So I think RN, that was a misplay there. Great, so that's all for now. That's a really long analysis, definitely. So there we go. So we are back, and we're going to remove that logo. Before I continue, I just need to do something about scoreline, reset scoreline. There we go. And if I have time though, to open Photoshop and then get the Lowe's logo in, well, that will be really good. Do I have time? Right, so I'm able to kind of create this within like 1 minute or so. That will be something that I need to do. There we go. No, it has to be English. This is an English stream, so no Vietnamese or other languages, please. You will risk getting blocked if you refuse to comply with this. Oh, come on, is it not working good? My Photoshop is so slow. Man. Stop responding. Right, let's just kind of remove that for now, because we have no time. My Photoshop's so slow. We're going to start with low on the north side and HLV on the south side. Low, Sipping Up in the Batch Hut 25T, and then we have Double IS Force played by C21 and OSSN. And we also have Triple E5s played by JDFK, MVP, and also Nightmare. And rename user is going to be in the Vickers Light. HLV, going with Triple IS Force played by 770, Bruce Sorte, and Enjoy Solo. Lap behind is going to be the E5 alongside Lane. And then we have Double Vickers Light by Saruso and also from Abyss. At this time, low, I think they have similar strategy as HLV. They're setting double IS Force. No, actually not. What they're trying to do here, they're trying to kind of shoot
the tanks crossing, but they miss a lot of shells. And Joy Solo Q can only receive one hit there. But then we have Boa Sortie and Simpson and O in loads of trouble, and potentially they're going for B as well. Is someone able to reset B? Because they have no one to reset B, unfortunately. And yes, Enjoy Solo resets B, and they are trying to allocate the shots one by one to SSN and also C21. But Low have already got C. And now Supernova and Vickers Light are coming in to support and trying to shut down both 770 and also Boa Sortie. But C21 isn't going to get a lot of hits while crossing the one. But from tanks and over to A, and Boa Sortie is still very healthy here. 770 even healthier. And now HLV are now coming in to support Boa Sortie, and now C21 is dead. HLV forces are coming down through this valley here, and I think 770 might be in loads of trouble. Low and with a hit point pool lead, and the E5s and the IS4s are very slow into coming to help. Left behind, bounces onto MVP. 7710 is going to go down to JTFK. And it's going to be 6 versus 5 left behind, quite isolated alongside lead. And Low's forces a lot more connected somehow. And Enjoy Solo just alone there. And the LSSN is very low. I think this one could go to Low because Low just a lot more consolidated, and Super Nub on the bad chart kills Lane, and Nightmare dropped the reactive armor from Abyss. Still very healthy though. That JTFK is also very isolated, but he dropped the reactive armor, so it will take time for HLV to shut down JTFK. And now left behind is dead. Rename user is also dead. From Abyss is going to take down Super Nub here, and Low managing to actually fluff this one potentially. And now Super Nub is dead. Double Vegas Light for HLV still alive, but HLV is now less than half of the hit points as Low. And Low has the cap lead as well, and this is going to be very difficult for HLV to operate against. MVP is still spotted, and JTFK and Nightmare are now going down this going down the train tracks, the bridge here. And Sarusu might be isolated potentially. He is in all sorts of trouble. He's spotted, but he spotted up all the tanks as well. And from Abyss is also spotted, but he's far at the back there. So Sarutsu, he's coming up. Would that be a good idea though? Because he might get connected easily. The thing he wants to do is to go to this spot and do a 2-front wall alongside from Abyss, and that could work. But Sarus is just running around like a headless chicken, and from Abyss is now rotating. He might be going for kills. I think at this point, HLV wants kills. They don't want the bases because they don't have enough time. Now 915 cap points, 25. It's taking at a very quick rapid rate here. JTFK dropping the reactive armor from Abyss. I'm going to be very worried here. I think he might be killed very soon if he's not careful enough. And now Low has the 1000 cap points though. The Vegas Light a little bit hesitant in trying to shut down those heavy tanks in the middle, and I think that was the reason why they lost here. The double E5s here from Low did more than 3k of damage. Low definitely played really well here. Very consolidated forces rushing into the forces of HLV. HLV, I think they kind of rushed one by one and was so slow in trying to help out the double IS4 switches, which are Boa Sortie and 770. They need to do much better than that in order to best Low. Low, they definitely have shown their colors though. They are definitely top 8 worthy, contrary to my predictions though. Would that be the second win over the clans in the top 8 though? We'll see. And now Photoshop is now back online, so let's see if I'm going to make that logo just in time. Right, so it should happen. 26 seconds. My eye might be on time for this. So let's close this. Right, 10 seconds left, and then we'll see. So now Low going with the same lineup potentially. Let's go. Right, there we go, back to Descent, and I'm going to get this very soon. Back to screen. There we go. So here we are, Super Knob back in the back chat, double IS4, C22 and LSSN, triple E5, JTFK, MVP, Nightmare, and rename user the Fugit Light, Low on the south spawn, and we have HLV on the north spawn. They're going with double IS4s by 7790 and Ball Sortie, enjoy solo in the E5 alongside Left Behind and Lean, Sarutsu back in the Fugit Light alongside Veb Abyss, and now HLV are going all to the city, the desert, sorry, and Low all going to city, and that could be a bad idea again. From Abyss, they need someone to reset B though, but the Vegas Lights are not in position to reset B, and Low got B. Was that an intentional intentional? But that's intentional from HLV to allow them to cap though, because Low got B relatively unscathed, and A is now getting capped. No. Lead is going past Ray. This is going to be very interesting indeed. The lab behind also spotted, but they need to be careful. They're taking the shortcuts there. A big problem is that if Low are in position for the crossfire, they will get heavily punished though. But Sortie and also Saber to an O are the tanks there to kind of like hold the line here. Well, but Sortie already through to the backside of C21. No, he's going for LSSN. No, he's going for C21. He got tracked, but now the double ISOs are coming in to support Boa to kill off Sortie on the other side. HLV is now making a push. And the E5s have dropped the reactive armor. That will buy them time. Low. But Sortie is now getting rushed by two tanks potentially. 7710 is trying to put a shell in, but the Nightmare is getting killed. JTFK is also getting pincered as well. Now he's also tracked. And it's going to be very, very interesting for HLV here because they have a hit point pool lead. But from Abyss is heavily punished though. The last clip from Sipanup is going to kill off from Abyss. And hit points is still in favor of HLV, but time is taken against them. They don't have to hit cap points at the moment. And now 7710 is tasked to cap B at the moment, but Lean is also down, LSSN is also down, and it's going to be 4 for 6. Lab behind might long be long the Super Knob. No, it's going to be C21, which is going to kill off Lab behind. It's going to be 3 versus 4. Super Knob is also killed. A very, very important kill here. Sarutsu trying to run away. And rename users trying to kind of pencil that. And C21 is also killed. 7710 still full health at the moment. And he's going for rename user. Good idea here. He's trying to shut down the rename user, and he does actually. MVP is trying to come around and shut down Sarutsu, but he's not going to meet him. He's going to meet 7710, but he puts a shell into 7710. He's getting tracked, and he's dropped this reactive armor MVP. But he's no longer long for this world. Second game goes to HLV. And once again, you don't go to City on Descent. Please stop doing that. Unless the enemy team are going to City. Then that's usually... yeah, you only saw that win with 7-star usually. As Fugit supposedly follows Feast, but apparently Feast got knocked out, and Rexy says he's going to follow Team ID, but apparently he doesn't got any invite at all. I think they didn't actually set him to spectate that game, right? So now, there we go. Low, think the same lineup as before, but now Gujan has come in. Now in the IS4 C22 C21 is now spectating. HLV on the other hand going with the same lineup apart from Enjoy Solo Kill, now changing into a T22. Map is Middelburg. Middelburg is a map again similar to the sense. Going city is usually a losing move. Mostly, I mean, if you put some light tanks to capture the bases over the city, yes, that will pile up cap pressure. But you don't put everyone to A and B unless you have an idea, or unless you're just rushing both A and B. And problem is you have a lot of corridors to kind of defend, and you have a lot of long and narrow corridors to do so. Even if you put a lot of mouses and E100s there, problem is there are more than 2 lanes ahead. They are also very straight as well. So that means your gun is going to put the tank in a lot of disadvantage potentially. That's why you don't usually go to the city. But we will see how both teams are going to play in this one though. And this is going to be a lot of mediums and lights here. I would say safe, sure. Low, double. They just seem a bit confused to where to go, but the heavies are going for C. 771 no going for B, but Enjoy Solo Q, everyone spotting up nothing. Which could that be a signal for 771 no to pull out? But he got B, so he has time to pull out, and he's going to pull out, and Enjoy Solo Q got C as well. So HLV will have the cap lead this time, and 770 would be trying to defend in the city. Low, on the other hand, stacked up with a lot of heavy tanks, trying to receive a push, but they won't receive a push anyway, because HLV, what they need to do is just defend. Or they're not actually defending the low forces. Oh, Sarus getting a very important spot here. He's trying to run away, and HLV knows something's going on with the hill. I think Low is trying to make a push over to C, and HLV, they know the information here. Are they going to respond to that? I don't think so. The E5 is still very behind, but they are retreating. The HLV are retreating from the Abyss. Puts a really good rocket shell in, missile into JTFK. Let's head over to From Abyss though. And now Low is trying to with Gujan capping B, but Sarutsu going to flank them though, and he spotted up those T-22s and Sipping Up bounces. No, he goes for 779A. What's HLV trying to do here? Because now 5 tanks, 7 versus 5. What they could do is just to push these heavy tanks out, potentially. And T-22 took a really big hit down there. But Sarutsu trying to lead a charge, which might not be ideal because the E5s are going to shut him down potentially, and he's got shut down by Nightmare. This is the first tank down for HLV, and Joy Solo Kill has taken down renamed user. On the other hand, these heavy tanks are pushing the line up to deal with Low's forces. They got Gujan. And HLV with a lot of cap points at the moment. JTFK dropping the reactive armor. He's going to go down to the force of HLV. I don't know why he's that aggressive. As 710 now getting penciled by these double E5s, but HLV will get the cap lead. It's a turnover for HLV, and they are through to the finals. Wow. What wow, what a game though. Like Low, they have a good idea, but they couldn't they couldn't like what I say, like they couldn't like execute it well. Like, why would that T22 then share the T22 and that bad chat suddenly going down back to the city though? The T22 there just got absolutely punished though. HLV that Vegas Lights just got shut down by the E5s though. It's not also a good idea, but maybe that allowed T22 to just brawl in and kill off that T22 down the city, and maybe Vegas Light is there to be the sacrificial lamb and allow T22 to kill off the other T22s on the low side. And that's it. Let's see if we have other results going on. Right, we have other results as well. It's going to be Team ID against HLV. While Low playing against GV in the match for 3rd place. Before I continue, just update everything up. Just bear with me and I'll be back very soon. Okay, now the table will look like as follows. We have ID now taking the 1st place with 36,926 cups. Are in 2nd place, 36,672 cups. GV got knocked out by ID, and HLV are through, so they are now in the 4th place with 34,206 cups. Low in the 6th place with 32,144 cups. Boone, however, will be finishing tonight with only 28,476 cups. They're close, but they're not quite. NIC got knocked out in the quarterfinals. Their chances in the top 8 would be very slim. However, let me update that as well. Fugit and George. Oof. Without Georgie, yeah. Oh my god, I like that duo. Do we have enough time? We only have around 30 minutes remaining, and we are now through to the finals. And let's actually, for those who just joined in, again, this is my top 8 guests. Feast, GV, RN, Team ID, Low, Cats, HLV, and this beautiful logo of KDS, which they are very, very secretive. I was unable to get in touch with those guys. I believe a lot of the Asia server people can't get in touch with the KDS guys as well. On Discord especially. We'll see though, but this is going to be my top 8 guests in the end. And welcome back. I'm going to follow our N, which have sadly been knocked out by HLV. By HLV, and you're in the sixth match. I really hate to pronounce that word, the 6th, because it's very. I don't know what's the word for it. Very difficult. Like, it doesn't sound eloquent. Like it's eloquent. Yeah, it's a bit illegible. Yeah. And this is the British Skill Tournament format. For those who are here for the coins and don't know what you're watching, we're watching the esports part of the World of Tanks Blitz, and previous skill format is as follows. All games are best of 3. That is, whichever team wins the first 2 matches will win the fixture. The tournament is running groups of single elimination knockout stage with a 3rd place match per group, and the tournament is seeded via average win rate of members in the team, and at the end of the tournament a certain number of cups are given to the clan that the teams registered for. The number of cups determine the leaderboard position, and the top 8 of the leaderboard will advance to the next stage, the Blitz Cup preliminaries, where the Asia server, the clans will be fighting for the $50,000 prize pool. One previous skill tournament is spread out across 2 consecutive days, and the first match day, there are about 16 teams in one group, and the top 4 of each group will advance to the games held on the second day. And for the second day, which is the day, sorry if I mispronounced, the day we are streaming right now, there are about 32 teams in one group, and tonight there are 8 teams battling out for the first place in the final stage, and all games are played in supremacy mode. This is the cup system of the official wargaming one. Tonight we'll see which team will get 2011 cups. It's either ID or HLV, and this is the system I'll be using after the stream, and this takes into account tiebreaker situation and so on. The timeline, we are on the 6th match day here, and there are 2 more match days to go, the 22nd to the 23rd of September, and also 26th and to the 27th of September. The top 8, yeah, of course, will advance to Blitz preliminaries, and Blitz preliminaries, I presume, is going to be a best of 7 series, a single round robin series. These dates, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th of October, will be the dates we are streaming, and the top 4 runs to the Blitz Cup. For the Asia server, the Blitz Cup is going to be held on the 7th to the 8th of November. This is the schedule for you. The finals will be held in around 9 minutes or so, and let's hope this is going to be a really exciting one. I'm going to be up for that. This is the bracket for you so far. ID 2-0 against GV, and they are through to the finals, and HLV overturned the win initially from Low, and they are through to the finals. Low still looking for their 2nd win in the top 8 in the top 8 teams, but they are close. This is the roster for RN, which is not important for the finals, and this is their past run. The coverage for you tonight: Fugit Splits presumably will be streaming Team ID. However, though, Fugit Splits have not got any room invites at all tonight, so I'm not sure if he's still streaming or not. I'm sorry. I'm not a woman. Why did you assume my gender? My goodness me, I hate this. Okay. Okay. Yes. And this is the table for you. Team ID now in the first place with 36,926 cups, and RN second place 36,672 cups, and GV in the 3rd place with 35,456 cups, and HLV in the 4th place with 34,206 cups. So HLV, would they climb above GV tonight? It's not going to be the case, because they need more than 1,000 cups to do so, and they're just going to earn how much more? Just going to earn around 400 more cups, so they're not going to overtake GV tonight, but a strong performance would definitely be pivotal, because that would build them well in the Blitz Cup preliminaries, and that will happen in early October. This is how you could get coins. In the chat, my moderators will put out a link there for lazy people. Just click on the link, follow the steps here. I'll keep the screen for a few minutes or so. Yeah, it's simple, okay? It's simple. Just read the instructions and you'll get there. Right, so and make sure you click the like button. More likes the merrier. I really like the viewership right now. Let's hope to get more soon. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like my voice, then don't watch my stream, please. Okay. Simple as that. GG's. Yeah. I'm just going to wait. I think the room should be up in any minute or so. This is Team ID against HLV. We're on Yukon. This is a new map in the Tier 10 tournaments. I think the first time I saw, but then they probably have trained a lot in on Yukon. The map in random matches, encounter battle, it's like Port Bay, just go to the southwestern corner, and taking control of that corner is so important because you can gain control, just get crossfire over to the middle area. And good thing is that there are rocks covering the corner though, so in the end it's not really as important as it turns out to be for Port Bay, but it's still pretty important to kind of gain control, or gain a map control there. Oof, KMS applied a block. I think this is the first block I saw. So there we go. My Firefox is finally working, so I need to create a briefing because this is a very new map. So let's head over and get this map up. I don't know how you could play on Supremacy on Yukon. This is the Yukon map though. The main difference between the encounter mode and the Supremacy mode here is that encounter mode you have no bases, but you have a lot of map control over this area, but then you have 3 bases over to the city side. So maybe we're going to see some city strats here to take into account these kind of cap pressure strategies and so on, but then you might give up map control potentially. And rotating towards the city, I think, is relatively easy. This is going to be the first time I'm going to witness clans, very good clans, matching up one another on Yukon. So maybe I might be wrong on that. We will see. Hello Capsu, and thank you for supporting. There we go. We have. Before I continue with the lineups, let me reset the scoreline for you guys. There we go. Team ID. Camping the Vegas Light, double 50Bs play, active duty and radioactive. We have double IS Force by Lania Plurialica, linked in the E5, and IDS in the mouse. HLV. Double 50Bs played by 7710 and Lean. Both sorted in the ice fall alongside left behind and Joyful Kill in the mouse. And we also have the double figures line by From Members and Sarutsu. Yeah, so we have last up for me and Van Persie for the team ID. And on the sub-sponge, and we have I Am Blitz Slave HLV on the sub-sponge. Team ID, KFC Noru cannot spectate because there is no more space there. Sad. But yeah, we don't know. Oh, Fugit's finally in a room, so he's going to be streaming. They've sorted out. Sion Kuhn is also spectating, but where is Eternal Zinzan? I have no idea. Okay, my moderator is definitely not putting a link there. Oh, yes, KMS put a link there. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. If you're lazy, click on the link and you know what to do. Right. And we're waiting on 10 seconds left potentially. ID versus HLV on Yukon. The first map. The first map. The first time I'll be streaming on this map. Actually. How fast? How to fast get credits? Use real money. Yeah. Check your wallet and then take out your card. Key in your card. Put your card details and get some gold and trade some gold with credits. That's the fastest way to get credits. Though I'm not advocating spending money on credits though, because you know you want to spend money on something else really. That's not something you want to do. Otherwise, play premium tanks, especially tier 8 premiums, which gives you a lot of credits to earn. Rashimatsu speaking in Japanese. And HLV on the south spawn will be getting C at the start, and Team ID on the north spawn will be getting B. And HLV playing a bit on the on this kind of encounter area, the map control Sarutsu in this corner here. He's trying to spot up ID tanks, but ID have no tanks over to A. No, over to the corner, southwestern corner. But both radioactive and active DOT are spotted. They are very, very far away from where Sarutsu is. So active DOT got shot once, he got shot twice by solo Q, and unfortunately ID have dropped some hit points. I mean, it's not unnecessary, but then hit points that HLV have made, which is very important indeed, but that's a little bit minimal. It's all about the rotation, though. The mouse and Joycel, he's getting rushed, but HLV would want to go for another rush though, because now the mouse is trying to get killed by ID, and HLV would that be a bit too late though. They're going to shut down Realica potentially. Good focus there. Realica might be in loads of trouble here, and let's head down to Lean. It's put a second shell into Realica, but was also trying to shield Lean, and now those IS forces come in to support, and they're trying to kill off active duty and so on. And Bulbasaur just need an HE shell to kill off active duty, and he kills off active duty. Radioactive is on the drum reload, and From Abyss missed horrendously. And now From Abyss is now down to one shot, and he's down. 6 versus 5 for ID, and Sarutsu kills off Radioactive. Lane's also getting killed, but Campbell is very, very healthy there. He's trying to get shield. But ID with also cap lead there, so now HLV is actually in loads of trouble, and Sarutsu might be down very soon. Kappa trying to push in, and 771 trying to push in, and Sarutsu needs to stay behind, but he is killed. Double Vic is light got killed there, but it's going to be very close indeed. Team ID on the cusp of victory, 985, 990, 995, and they get the first one indeed, HLV. If that push have come slightly earlier, and if they have got B as well, well, maybe they have also got B while rotating. I wonder how different things could turn out. But it's going to be first game to Team ID. How to remove chat from my mobile stream? I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, ID is Korean. Hello, Juju. Hello, everyone. I got a ping, which is the training server. I want to screw up, but I don't know what happened there. There we go. I back with Camping the Vicus Light, double 50 beast play, active duty and radioactive, landing the ice alongside Plurielica, linked in E5 and IDS in the mouse. HLV going with double 50 beast potentially, again with 7710 and lean. Boa Sorte in the Icefall alongside left behind, and Joy Solo Q in the mouse, and From Abyss in the Vicus Light alongside Sarutsu. And ID definitely snatched that win with the caps. But so HLV, I really like their style of play at the moment, so they just need to kind of time their push as well, because they knew that Andrew Solo Q is getting rushed. Good thing, the thing to do is not to help that mouse, because mouse steady absorbs shots. On the other hand, if the mouse is getting rushed, you just rush the other side, and you have like 6 tanks to against I don't know, so it's a lot better to kind of rush the other side instead of helping up the mouse, because the mouse is just there to kind of be the meat shield and buy time for the team to kind of rotate around. So now the match point to ID, and let's see HLV how they're going to change a bit in their playstyle in this one. There we go, let's head up high. Into this map. Team ID going back with B with A and C strat. This time HLV also going for A and B strat, and Sarutsu is going to be very, very alone over to the D cap. Maybe they'll get D, or maybe not. But Team ID might be getting. Okay, no, it's going to be HLV with the cap lead, but this time A would not be an East cap for ID, because now the tanks are coming in to kind of know that Andrew Solo Q got a shot while crossing, but Radioactive getting A though. This is kind of a free cap for them, but I think left behind wants to be really careful while trying to push into A, and that's why I didn't really commit to that. But now the 50Bs are trying to come in, but they got a little bit averted there, trying to push. And the 7-1-0 took a really big hit while crossing, and I think Team ID might be in a lot of good situation here. And there we go, left behind is getting pushed by Plurielica, Landy, and IDS. I think there's some ping issues here, but Active Duty is going to get killed potentially. And he puts another good shell into lead. Active Duty will be bowing out of this without any regrets. But also to try to come to shut down Radioactive. And he puts a really good shell there. And there's one more shell in the clip. And Camp is getting shot as well. Radioactive is killed as well. Hit point still in favor of Team ID, but it's a 5 versus 5. But WoSorte puts a really good shot to Camper. Camper trying to run around, trying to shut down Lean, but Camper is getting shut down by Sarutsu, and Lean got killed by Lanny. And Lanny is now getting pushed by WoSorte and Sarutsu. WoSorte is now getting the main focus for these ID tanks here. ID is unable to stop HLV from barreling in, but it's going to be 4 vs 2 HLV. Can they do something about? Oh no! Sarutsu rammed into the mouse, and I think he's going to go down very soon though. He's now down to 1 shot. And the mouse rammed killed that Sarutsu here. And Lanny is going to chase off from Abyss. HLV tried so hard to pull it back, but it's still not enough though. Oh, Plurielica misses onto from Abyss, but Team ID will have the cap lead once again, and they are going to win this one. And now IDS, IDS have done a lot of amazing things, doing more than 4k of damage, killing 3 in return. Plurielica did over 3k of damage, killed 1. For HLV though, Sarutsu killed 2, but did over 2.4k alongside from Abyss. These two double victories are very important, but however, the HLV, those 50Bs are not working. And same goes for ID, they could only do around 3000 damage, which is not good at all considering the 50Bs are there to kind of utilize the clip. And however, HLV, with this kind of damage, it could only put like 1 or 2 clips, and same goes for active DD and radioactive. You want to do more than that though. And there we go, we are done for tonight. And do we have other results happening on other, the third place matches have finished already. So Asia only got World of TV. GV won low 2-0, and GV will be getting the third place for tonight. So update the table. There we go. They're not, I think the 50Bs are there to spawn bait. This is what I saw a lot with the Asia 50B strategy. They spawn bait at the back, and they just come in at the they just come in a pack to shut down the tanks here. But apparently, the 50B is a little bit predictable for the Asia server, so they might want to be a little bit more unpredictable. Shall they want to do something? And there we go. There we go. We've updated this for you guys. ID will be winning this previous Q tournaments tonight, and let's hop over. I forgot to change the logo. Sorry about that. This is the right logo. Yeah. We'll bring you to this. So now we know ID 2-0 against HLV and GV 2-0 against Low. So ID will be finishing in the first place with 37,340 cups. RA in the second place with 36,672 cups. GV third place, 35,766 cups. HLV fourth place, 34,206 cups. Feast fifth place, 32,784 cups. Low sixth place with 32,144 cups. Cats seventh place, 31,522 cups, and KDS in the eighth place, 28,695 cups. What if I okay, what however, if I actually, let's see, use my system. Yeah, if I use my system, the standings will be as follows, right? This is going to be the case. ID already qualified after tonight's performance and will be finishing with 1,014 cups. Have 2 more games to spare. RN 924 cups. They're still not safe yet. Oh, hello Fugit, but we're going to be here very soon. GV with this will be 801 cups. Feast 702 cups, HLV 675 cups, KDS 600 cups, Cats 555 cups, and Low 516 cups. But Boon would be like almost 200 cups away from Low, so that's a really long way. It's going to be under my system, so it's pretty much settled for the top 8 for the Asia server under my system, and probably the top 7 as well for the official system. Okay, besides that, let's also calculate if I take away like the 4,000 cups you have or for registering. Let's see if we see any eliminated teams or such. That's minus 8,000 to that number. What will we see? Potentially both ID, RN, and GV will be qualified, minus the 8,000 cups. So they definitely have to participate in the next two previous year tournaments, and they will be certain of getting into the Blitz Cup preliminary. So my congratulations to all ID, RN, and GV in advance. I hope you continue to play the next 2 match days, and yeah, it's going to be HLV, Feast, Low, Cats, and KDS to wrap up the other 5 spots. But at the moment, ID, RN, and GV are professionally in the top 8. If you consider their participation in the previous skill tournaments. So right, hello Fugit.
Is Boon made it to the top 8?
Nope. Tonight, nope.
So how many cups difference are there? Because they would have got 300 and something cups for today.
But then they need around 200 cups to overtake KDS. So as I said, Boon must beat ID to overtake them.
There you go then. So Boon hasn't. Right. Okay. So they need another 200 cups. So
yeah, they need 200 cups. Yeah, I heard that the room invite didn't happen.
No, I didn't get to. I only got an invite to the final in the end.
Yeah,
so I have no idea what happened.
I really have no idea what happened as well. So I'm going to remind Rexy that doesn't happen for the EU server tonight, because I think Wargaming just forgot to kind of put you to a bracket, because you put down fees to stream and then they just forgot to do that, and
They sent the brackets through an hour before the tournament.
yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird. So I don't know why.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I just didn't get a room invite for the two games.
Yeah, I would say that Team ID and Boon, that game was going to be very important for Boon, because this is the only chance for Boon to get through to the top 8. And I think NIC and Carmen are probably done for this previous skill tournaments potentially. I think chances of them getting into the top 8 are pretty slim. So
yeah, unfortunately. But I think HLV have jumped above Feast today, have they not?
HLV have jumped above Feast. They're now in the 4th place.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, there you go.
There we go. And I've done some maths as well. Minus 8,000 cups. If ID, RN, and GV are going to participate in the next 2 match days, then they're through to the Blitz Cup preliminary. So my congratulations to them, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, well done. Yeah, so you only managed to witness.
We only got to witness the final. We saw a lot of replays. That's about it.
Yeah, but I think this is the first time I stream live on the map Yukon, and this is a very interesting map. I must admit.
I was interested to see how they're going to play it. To be fair,
yeah,
it's the first time it's come around in the tournament circuit for this season. I believe.
Yeah, true.
So I was interested to see how they play it.
Yep.
and I was it when you play it in random encounter mode,
Yes.
or even supremacy, when you're in a random game, everybody goes to the waterfall. That
Yeah,
was never going to
everyone.
happen in this tour.
Yeah.
We knew that. But I like the way ID played it. We're using Campon to roll around and get all the caps.
Yeah.
It was interesting because the A cap always seems to be easier to get from the south spawn, which is the
Right.
spawn that ID had in the second game.
Yes.
Yet HLV ignored it because if you
Yeah.
look at that cap, you can
Yes.
drop in and you're actually quite well protected. You
That's
have to
true. That's
push on
true.
it.
That's true. That's
And
true.
if you watch ID did cap it, and it was difficult for them to push on ID then,
Yeah. I mean,
HLV, and they did, but they
they
got
did.
bled.
Yeah, they got bled in the end. Um, I mean the D is also somewhat important as well, for my opinion. But like,
Very difficult to cap,
very
and
difficult to cap as well.
amazingly, ID managed to cap it in the first game. So,
Yeah. No, I mean HLV managed to cap D Delta in the first game. For I
oh,
mean,
that's right. Sorry, yeah.
yeah. But
But they did so at the expense of leaving Enjoy Solo Q on his own and isolated.
the mouse, but that's his role though, because if you got rush,
Absolutely.
yeah, because you got rush to the mouse is there to receive a rush, and because he has some really really good armor. What I said is that HLV didn't receive that information and push on the other side, and that's what they should do. They were kind of hesitant whether to go for the backside,
Mm-hmm.
for the backside of the Team ID's forces, and they just like in or out. Yeah, go in. Yeah, we'll go in. But like, yeah, but by the time
Absolutely. I mean,
it was a bit too late then.
you had 3 tanks on Enjoy Solo Q in that
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
so that's tanks effectively out the game that HLV didn't need to worry about. But hey,
right.
I thought they played the first. I thought they played both games. HLV played both games particularly well. They
Yeah,
weren't particularly bad,
right.
but they've got to not drop their eye off of their cap points because that's where the
Right.
game on stuck.
Mhm.
Especially in the first game. The first game they had ID, but they lost
Yeah,
it on cap points.
right. Uh, ID. Yes, both of the situations they lost on cap points. So Team ID definitely do really well in getting the cap pressure and also using the strategies revolving around the caps. Definitely.
An interesting day indeed.
Really
So
interesting. They
Feast is still in the top 8.
are still in the top 8, but they're in danger.
Yes, they are in danger. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, oh dearie me. Well, I think I'm going to leave the stream there because
Oh,
I
right.
spent an hour talking.
Oof. Yeah, and then you have the coin stream for you tonight, right?
I do have the coin stream tonight.
Yeah, and he's going to follow. I mean, So's all So's going to follow So's unless they got knocked up by Loka, and that would be
Well,
very interesting.
well, this is why I asked the question because if you look, that's not the first team I'm with. I mean, the first team
That's
I'm
not the
with.
first team you're with, but then these two
Yeah,
first teams are like the first time in the in the final stage, I think.
yeah, because I'm with Tra and MR what
And 1 hour,
M1R.
yeah.
So, which is I don't really know them. I know Tra, but I don't know M1R really.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we don't know M1 so we don't know. I mean, we don't know these two clans how they perform. Personally, I think Souls could just thrash them relatively easily in the round 16. I hope I don't jinx them though, because this is not going to be good.
Well, I mean, looking at it in the bracket
Yeah,
for the final stage.
yeah,
So I'm going out with Tra.
yes,
Yeah, I got Souls Loka.
yeah, right. Well, RN was. When we talking about RN, they were a bit disappointing tonight. However, um,
Really?
yeah, they were quite disappointing. I think the Vicky's like they. I think it's like I praised them a lot. During the Friday night with Wild stream, I was thinking that those lights and mediums are going to be the main reason why has been playing so well. But it wasn't the case tonight. The Vikings have dropped some unnecessary hit points in numerous occasions. So I was pretty flabbergasted when that happened. And the first game and also the 50Bs. I think Aaron was not familiar in how they could operate with the 50Bs. And I said while analyzing the first match, they should not have gone for that E5, which is which is on reactive armor, but for the low hit points Vicky's lights, because the 50Bs have some kind have mobility that could potentially be able to shut the Vicky's light down, and you want those like tanks, those pesky little things down in tournaments, because they're going to like run around and get a lot of crossfire, and they're going to relocate very quickly indeed. So second game was probably because also probably because our end was a bit hesitant in dealing with the bases on the B, like the tanks on B, and they managed to shut down the isolated tanks, but they also isolated themselves a bit as well. But then I think it was just a hesitation which cost them the game. And then we have Low versus HLV. Low played really well in the first game. That the first win, they played extremely well. Able to shut down HLV's forces and then punishing HLV's attempt to rotate and push the Low's forces. HLV was like pushing in one by one, but then the other games, we have Low going for the city side and HLV going for the A side, and usually you lose on the city side because you just need a good rotation and that's it. And HLV, they allowed Low to capture A and B on the city side, which I was a bit surprised because I thought HLV would do something to decap B, but they didn't. They allowed that to happen, but I knew they have something in their mind. Immediately, they went with those E5s over to the enemy spawn and then just rush over the rails, and they just kind of annihilated the Lowe's forces over there, and they have some other forces on the other side as well, just one or two tanks, but HLV was immaculate focus fire, and also Lowe's forces are pretty separated at that time, and HLV was able to win that. And finally, we have the tiebreaker map. It's that HLV got two caps at the start on Middleburg, B and C, and Low, they're a little bit confused with what to do. The heavy tanks was very far at the back, trying to receive a push potentially from HLV, but HLV, of course, they won't push because they have two caps, and as soon as they try to kind of counter push HLV, HLV, they have Vicky's lights spotting their push very very early on, and that allowed HLV to react to that situation. However, Low, those mediums and lights, I don't know what they're doing. Just went back down to the city side and just got heavily punished while doing so, and HLV was able to win that in the end with caps as well. So that was the things you didn't see.
No, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But oh well, it happens.
It happens, really. But I think. And for EU server, we have some unfortunate events happening last night.
Yes, Elysium popped in earlier and into the chat.
Right.
And you know, I put I wrote a message on the official Discord server earlier.
Yeah.
And again, if any of the clans are watching, I'm not picking on any clans here.
Right.
But at this stage in the tournament, not being funny, watching a clan from the lower echelon
True.
get in because they beat two 40% win rate clans.
Or because they faced a Phantom clan, which was the case, I think, for M1 a Phantom clan of very high win rate, but they just didn't show up in the quarterfinals.
What I'm talking about, I think they're ranked 24th or 27th or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And they faced a 42% win rate clan and a 43% win rate clan, then lost to Souls. Souls or Immel? Can't remember.
Right.
And no, they lost the Souls. And
Mhm.
they're thinking, well, hang on a minute, how is it that you're through?
Mhm.
Again, not taking anything away from you. How is it you got to draw to 40% win rate clans and you're languishing down in the 20 spot?
Yeah.
Whereas Vale, second game, get raid.
Yeah. There's
And I mean, that makes no sense to me. It makes
no
absolutely no sense.
no sense. Totally.
And I can only assume it's because the way that they were seeded going
Right.
into the groups
True.
rather than the teams.
Yeah.
So my argument has been and continues to be we've got an established clan wars now.
Mhm.
Move away from this. Get
Right.
onto performance-based seeding.
Yeah.
No sport in the world seeds teams based on their stats on paper.
Yeah.
They seed teams based on performance.
Performance. Yeah.
And
True.
I said in the chat earlier, and I also said in my message,
Yeah.
it's stupid, it's silly, it's absolutely silly to
True.
have a team seeded first or even second that
Right.
have never won the tournament. How
Yeah.
can that be?
Yes.
It cannot be.
It cannot be the case. And why do some of the why do some of the Phantom teams be able to get that high seeding in the first place? And why are they not punished for not showing up for multiple times, not just once, multiple times?
I mean, I can't speak for Phantom teams, unfortunately, because you
Yeah.
need evidence to show that they're Phantom teams. But what I can say is,
Yeah.
Phantom teams notwithstanding,
Yeah.
it's time to move away from win rate based seeding,
Right.
and it needs to be performance based. We've got enough
Yeah.
tournaments now that you can do this across all servers.
Right.
And you could turn around and say, but if you're a new team, that puts you at a disadvantage, and so it
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
You need to perform,
Yes.
and the better you perform, if you've got not being funny, guys.
Yep.
If you've got a team of 70% win raters,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
then you'd expect them to perform.
Right.
Simple as that.
True.
And if they don't perform, then do better
That's true.
because you're all 70% win raters.
That's true.
And in my argument being, if you don't perform
Right.
when you're seeded like this,
Right.
then you would have therefore expected to be seeded better to
Mhm.
make you perform. Well, that's not the way it works.
Mhm.
That can't be the way it works.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we can go on about it for hours. I hope
Yes.
they do change it.
I really
do.
hope. I really hope because we don't want to see like the the third placing team against the ninth placing team on the leaderboard against one another in the quarterfinals of the group stage. That's just ludicrous.
Absolutely. I've seen a message from. Excuse me. It's quite dusty here today.
Oof. Oh no.
Dust everywhere.
Yeah.
Don't drink. I've seen a message from Blaster of
Right.
Raid
Yeah.
saying that the improved rebalancing of the cups will allow clans like Vale to get a second chance to qualify.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's
How does
true.
that work?
That's true though, because I've tried to run that the spring season seeding when Vale got knocked out by Immortals that time, and yes, under the spring season seeding, you would Vale would be having more than 3,000 cups of deficit, and that would mean Vale would have a really hard time getting it back. However, with the spring season seeding, Boone would not be very close to KDS as well. Like Boone only qualified twice in the six proof of skill tournaments, and they are in ninth. But if
So what does he mean then? That clans like Vale got a second chance to
yeah,
still qualify for the top 8? I
because
don't understand that part.
because when Vale got knocked out by Immortals back in the quarterfinals of the group stage, they're still in the ninth place and still like 100 and 200 cups away. So that means if they do better than SOS and APA, they can still get into the top 8. But with the spring season cup system, they are not able to do that. They need to like on one day, they need to like play much better than APA and also SOS. And it doesn't help as well when the spring season cup system are pretty linear when the cup
APA are playing today and Vale aren't, so
yes,
so they're going to pull away.
they're going to pull away. Yes, they're going to pull away. But under the Spring Cup system, if you don't make it to the final stage, then you're set for getting eliminated in the eliminated in the previous few tournaments. You probably have very little chance in getting into the Blitz Cup preliminaries.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what Blaster means by that, because the current system, good thing is now, if you got knocked out in the round of 16 or the quarterfinals, you just don't earn a lot more cups than finishing first in the group stage. Yeah, spring season.
So effectively, they haven't got a second chance to qualify for the top 8.
Yeah, Vale would not have a second chance if it's under the spring season cup system. But they still have a chance. I mean, this is the second time Vale got knocked out in the quarterfinals in the group stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, even so.
Yeah.
Even so, it's disappointing. Anyway, I'm going to leave my stream there because I've been talking for too long and everybody's got upset.
Lol.
Because they didn't see any games. They saw lots of replays instead. So what to do? So anyway, I'll catch you later, Jack.
I'll catch you later.
I've got to get ready. Hopefully,
problem.
It's not going to go this badly tonight.
No, hopefully not. And Evidence is going to be with me. We're going to commentate. And Legion is going to be the team we're going to be following.
Very nice. I'm sure you'll have fun.
I'm very sure.
Have a good stream. And
Thank
bye
you.
For now.
Bye for now. Right, and we also have the deal for real in the moderators lounge. Hello. Are you still here?
I was just checking some messages, but
hello there. How do you find about the games tonight? I think our end particularly has been a bit disappointing.
Oh man, dude. all I can say is Asia, man. It always amazes me because it just turns into the melee, man, and
melee, yeah, pummeling and
quite. I think in general, I think the key to any of these teams' success,
right,
is gonna be if they tighten up their focus firing. We've seen some bad pushes.
I think the rotations.
I mean,
yeah.
But bad rotations can be overcome with key focus firing, right?
I would question that, to be honest with you.
Well, no,
I would question
that. We're seeing, okay, when you see the B cap trying to be taken so early, and I question those moves, right? And then so there's no choice but for rotations. Okay, so then when the rotations happen,
yes,
like for instance the IS4s on one match that were down in the middle there,
HLV against RN.
It was. Yeah, it was in the semis.
Oh, semis. Okay, so it was low versus HLV.
Yes. They could have, instead of trying to protect the B cap yet again, they could have pushed over and technically snuck in and took the A cap and tried to win on cap points that away. Instead, they turned their backside to the
backside.
Exactly. You know I was going to sneak that in somehow. But and then they just gave up all their hit points and gave up a tank for nothing because he was trying to go up the middle and fight a push on the opposite side. And I don't know. I just question a lot of the gameplay, but in all, it's
that's a rotation. Yeah.
I think the teams need to focus on more of a smoother, concentrated rotation or push when they decide to do it,
Right.
versus just diving in.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, the key to making that rotation or that push successful on top of it is not just the positioning, it's got to be the focus firing. And
focus firing. But I think it's not really the main problem for a lot of top clans, apart from low.
Well, I don't know. If you go back and look at the last week's matches, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see a lot of teams, their tanks, the barrels are just pointing the wrong way. So...
I mean, let's say, like, if you have like one or two tanks, maybe like you have 6 tanks, and maybe you don't want to have like 6 tanks at the same target potentially, because you probably.
Well. Let me beat you to the punch real quick instead of throwing a scenario out. Let's question something we just saw.
Right.
For instance, that match on Middleburg, right?
Yeah.
When that T-22 was diving into the A cap.
Yes.
Number one, what was he thinking?
What was he thinking?
Number two, his team had a great positioning up on the C cap.
Right.
But they didn't rotate. And then when they did rotate, they didn't focus fire.
Ooh. But they won that in the end.
In the end, but it was pure luck, in my opinion, because, like I said, they were out of position. They I don't know, man. I mean, they overcame on caps, I guess, in the end, but
but I think they also have hit point advantage, in my opinion. Not in my opinion, in the end, I think.
Okay. The match where there was the great ammo rack right there, right?
Yeah, there. True.
In the middle of the what was that? It would be the
HLV for South. I still know that. Yeah.
Yes, that should have been a definite, like, okay, we got this. We're a gun advantage. This is like just a matter of let's just stick to the plan. Let's just execute.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you, every time, not every time, but like 99% of the time, there's an ammo rack. The team that got ammo racked is typically crying about it, like, oh yeah, well, the ammo rack cost us. Oh, we lost because of the ammo rack. Well, not in this case.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, these teams, they just it's not that their gameplay is bad, right? So let's not say that, right?
Yeah.
It's that the outcomes are too close, almost unpredictable, or too they should be more concise. The outcomes are really, really close in matches.
Yeah.
Whether it's caps or whether it's brawling.
Right.
But I think just because of that, I think the brawling techniques are unfocused.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's like, I mean, at that situation, I think it's not the problem with like focusing on the same time. It's more like picking the right target to focus at this point. I mean, the example you're talking about. I was saying during the analysis, you don't want to put your double 50Bs on an E5, which has the reactive armor activated, because usually because most of the I think the clip you're going to put into that E5, you probably won't be able to kill that E5. So I was suggesting to go for the Vicus Light instead, because the 50Bs you have mobility, and the Vicus Lights are low in health. So you want to get these pesky little things out of the battlefield, and you probably might also kill 2 tanks as well. Then you probably have cap points to play with as well. And then
but again, that's kind of where I'm at with kind of a good plan but poor execution.
Yeah.
Okay, so we saw in the first match
that
the 50Bs weren't being used effectively, correct?
Yeah.
And then not only that, but the rest of the team wanted to just sit up in a neutral position, which is bad. On the tracks there.
Right.
Okay, well then you go to the second match where they want to go take the town.
Yeah.
Well, then the 50Bs were just stagnant. They just sat there. They didn't rotate. They didn't move together. They just kind of got singled out in the end. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think a little bit needs to be getting more into strategizing. But that's
also
with any team.
Yeah, strategizing, because I was repeating on the stream that going for the city on Desert is a horrible idea, because
it is, but it isn't. It can work, but it's like I said,
very
you
hard.
can't try to you can't dive into the B cap. Often if the B cap gets taken at all, it's usually very very late in the match, and I actually liked their positioning. I liked their plan at first when they on the second match, but what it was it was just like I said, poor rotations and poor focus firing in the end once they got pushed.
Yeah, hesitation.
When you have the town on that map, in my opinion, this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
because other teams might have different strats and they might differ or have different plans. But in my opinion, you almost have to run that positioning like a flank.
Yeah.
So the other team is going to vacate their spawn side, right?
Yeah.
So the spawn side is going to be there might be one or two tanks over there.
Yeah.
But they're merely spotting, right? And so because the whole plan is to set up your defenses, counter the B, and grab the A cap. So that's going to leave the concentration of the team in the middle of the A side. And so what you do, in my opinion, is you grab C, which you have all the shelter, the protection, so you're not in any risk. You can almost sneak like 80% of your team over into that C side, because you only need a couple tanks, like maybe 2 or 3 tanks to hold spotting positions. But they can do that from B, from the bridge position, or if you have like a Vickers or something, bat chat fast, they can go ahead and spot the enemy spawn real quick, and you can flank over. Well, in my opinion, once the C cap is taken over, you don't need to hold your weak side, which is your spawn, and you don't need to hold the C cap because you already have the cap points ticking.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I would push all the way out of there, set up a defense strat for maybe leaving 2 or 3 tanks in the town to overlook and overwatch the B, and to spot their push when they push over on your spawn. And then the rest of them, you can either bail up the center if that push comes early, or you can just run the full flank with like 4 of your tanks and push over and retake the A cap on their weak side. I mean, if you're sitting in the middle of town there, yeah, you're a sitting duck. That's what I'm saying. Once you effectively do your purpose and you cap that C, you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
And you got to get out of there on one side or the other. You can't sit and cover both sides, because then you're just spread out.
That's true. Yeah. And that's kind of the problem with the city side, because you have a lot of flanks to defend for that as well. That's why usually everything happens in the desert, and yeah. Right. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. Not a lot to talk about. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in around 4 hours or so for the games. I will be co-commentating alongside Eminette85 for DU, and catch you very soon. We will be following Legion, and will be exciting games, of course. And see you then. Bye for now.
Good night.